I sure hope so. Okay. So I'll get that guy going. Get a little bit more speed. Let's see, can I issue some more stock? Yes, I can. If you look at it, I'm just pretty much taking money right out of the company and using it and putting it right back into the company. So, now if you look at this guy over here, man, he is just... he's got nothing going on. Okay. So let's see. Let me see where I can actually build this. There we go. Now it's connected. Okay. So let's do between Bergamo and Milan. Once again, going from the expensive station on over to the less expensive one. And let's just set it up so that we have a fairly. Nice. Yeah, so it's loading up 4. It's going to be a profit of 78, but once again, that's because it's the very first time. The very first one usually is quite expensive as it fills up all the needs that it has. And since I have a maintenance facility right here, I'm just going to build a water tower right around here. That being said, just because when these two connect on over, it'll get the trains going from Milan on over to Verona, as well as going from Bergamo on over to Milan. So now, just so you guys know, the big problem with this one is being able to actually go all the way through these mountains. My best, usually when I try to do this, is I try to actually build a tunnel that just goes straight on through from Milan all the way to Zurich. When I've had success with this in the past. Sometimes I'll go right through here and I'll connect right up, go to Chur, and then go down this little track right now, and then cruise on around from the Bodenzi on over to Zurich. Now, it just depends on how much money you have available to you, but I'm just saying and letting you guys know, there's no easy way to kind of get through this. All of these are usually not that great of options. All of these are usually, you have to go and sink quite a bit of money. I'm going to guess that it's going to be about $2 million to get this on through. Now, let me see. Milan to Zurich is unconnected. Milan, Zurich, Munich, and Venice unconnected. So I need Milan, Zurich, Munich, and so there's Zurich, and there's Munich, and there's Venice. So once I get these connected on up, and pretty much you only need to actually go through one section. So if I do Milan and I take Milan on through and get to Zurich, it's usually not that hard to get on over to Munich. So as it stands right now, I am going to save my game. And let's do, I think this is map 8. Oops. 8 map 01. So let me get a little bit closer, and let me, as I'm actually trying to gain some money, because I'm going to have to float some bonds or something. Let's see. I'm just kind of zooming in a little bit to look at what's available to me. Trying to go through these valleys usually ends up being a very, very bad idea. And I think the best that I've actually done is cruise on over to the other side of this river, take this mountain, and just go all the way through and just bypass all that craziness up there. So let me see. I'm going to do that again, just to base off of what I've done in the past. And let me get on over here. So, okay, I'm ready for that. And once again, if you guys didn't notice what I did, I kind of toggled it on and off. The reason why you do that is because as soon as you toggle it on and off, your ability to rewind and undo essentially goes away. As well as you can run into a situation, especially when you're going fast, where a map comes on up and track gets laid that you weren't actually expecting it to get laid. So you don't really want that situation if you can help it. Now let's see what's happening right here. So right now I'm just trying to go and find a path that goes all the way through, and I'm running into some difficulties. Oh, okay. So the reason I'm running into those difficulties, no, yep, see, I want to undo. Undo. Come on, let me undo. Oh, I get lucky right there. The reason I'm running into those difficulties is because I actually haven't bought track into that country as of yet. So let's go up here. Nope, this one. This guy right here. Yes, so this will allow me to go and build into Zurich. And once you actually get this set up, you'll actually be making quite a bit of money. Because your connection between Zurich and Milan, usually everything is just damn expensive. Everything, you're just going to make quite a bit of money. So let's look at this again. Yeah, look at that. It's huge. Do you see that? It's at 9,000. Okay, so let's look over here. So apparently it doesn't want to go through that section. Okay, now let's build it on up just a little bit more. Oh man. Trying to zoom on out to see what's going on with this. And trying to figure out what the actual reasons for this to not work are. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So it wants 68 grand to go through that entire section right there. Actually, not 68 grand, 6.8 million. So based on that, let's look at what our other options are. Because that is going to be very difficult to obtain. So the other situation that you can do is, let's see. Now this is what I've done in the past, and I was able to have enough money to be able to obtain this. So let me see. And there's that track right there. Oh, because this is actually going and doing multiple connections on through. Huh. So here's another one. And it's just huge. You can actually watch as it cruises all the way through, and it's just super expensive. So that one is, so I can actually do that, traipse it on through. That one's only 5,700. Okay. Now let me see. When is this over with? When do I have to get through this entire thing? 1910. So that gives me 22 years. Okay. So based on that, let's see about making some money. Now, let me think. I can buy this guy on up, which I will. And let me go and issue some stock. I believe that issuing stock is going to be our saving grace because it's going to allow us to buy up tons and tons of content. Come on, guys, let's do it. Now our other options are, let's see. I don't know. Do we want to try to go through Unsbrook? I can also go and try that path as well. Let's see. Oh, let me pause this real quick. Buy up this land right here. Buy that guy on out. Now let's see. Do I own Brunswick yet? Let me look. Or Innsbruck, I should say. So that's 500,000. Okay. I'm going to need it anyway, so I'm going to buy it as soon as possible. Let's get a little bit of time going. Tunnels cost dropped 15%. Okay, so that might be part of the saving grace. Maybe it's just I was trying to build a tunnel too quickly. So if that drops 15%, that means that the $6 million will drop, you know, maybe about $1 million. So let's see if I can thread my way through that needle. Also, what am I thinking? I actually have those trains from the very beginning. I should probably upgrade those guys to being a little bit more expensive and faster. I don't need these guys to be slow anymore. So you do that by clicking on the train and then choosing it and replace the locomotive. So let's get these guys up to the consolidation, because they're actually been making quite a bit of money per year, so they're worth it to me. And let me look at my other train. Sweet. Growing prosperity. Let's replace this with also a consolidation. Now, see, this is one of those situations where that train actually can't move because first it's loading, and the second is that there was another train on its path. So, the way that we fix that is we look at the situations and the sections where there's lots of traffic. So we do that by clicking on the traffic density. Let's cruise on over here, and all these sections, which actually has tons and tons of traffic on it, let's migrate it on over and make it so that it actually moves quite a bit faster. Okay, so that has double track now. This seems to be running quite a bit, so let's cruise on over here. So let's just do these 2 tracks right away. And let's get a little bit of more money. That's always generally a good thing to do no matter what, is taking the sections which are actually quite has a lot of traffic on them and just making it so that they're nice and speedy. And that'll help you out quite a bit. Make it so that your goods get delivered a lot faster. Nice. Okay. Let's do this little expansive land. As you also notice is while you're building, when those train tracks actually hit the sections where you're building, they actually just stop. So that's also another reason why whenever you're actually building track, or laying down double track, I should say, on top of your single track, you want to make sure that you kind of stop the game, you apply the double track, and then you pretty much go off of it. And as soon as you go off of it, meaning that you click onto something else, that track will be laid, it'll be done, it'll be stuck. You no longer can undo it, but at that time, I mean, you're laying down double track for a reason, so it's well worth it. So let's see what else. All of these. Man, look at this guy. Look how busy this is. And oh, also you can't actually lay double track over a bridge. So as soon as you try to go and lay it on top of a bridge, it's going to want to go and trade it on over to what's it going to be? Like a stone bridge. So based on that, if you're okay with it just being a single bridge, which generally, I mean, if they're going to cross, you're going to cross somewhere, and so you can usually just be okay with that. Yeah, you just stop right before you actually do the bridge, and then you should be fine, and you won't have to pay the extravagant amounts. Also make sure that once you're actually done, that you take it off of your double track. So that way you don't go and try to go and lay something that's just super, super expensive. Now let's look through on here. And I actually cannot do this because I don't have access to that country yet. So give me a second. Let me float some stock. Nice. Nice. So now I have 750. I can buy my way into that country. Nice. So now that I have that, let's take another look at what's available. Just to go and do a comparison, let's see how expensive it would be for me to go through into Innsbruck. And this seems to be not working out nearly as well as I thought. Huh. Might be because it's trying to go underneath the water. I'm not exactly sure. But let's see. What's it telling me? Huh. Yeah, it doesn't actually want to build that bridge right there. Okay, so based on that, that's not going to go. Let's see. Okay. New plan. Let's go and set on up to normal speed, and what we're going to do is we're going to thread this guy right here. Now, once again, there's lots of different ways to do it. As I have a little bit of speed going on, let's just check this again. Okay, so if we come out right through here, that's still 556 grand. That's still a lot of money. And if we want to go and we need to go and do this somewhat soon, otherwise we won't be able to actually get that 30 train. So let's see. Okay. So let us save the game again. Save. 8th map 01. Let's change this on over to 8th map 02. I guess I should have called it 8th, but whatever. That's fine. And let's do a bit of exploring. Let's traipse right through these houses. Now, because this is going to be a tough situation no matter what, I'm actually not trying to be too terribly careful. As... Let's go through here. Okay, that's just terrible. Let's do this real quick. You house. Piss me off. That's right. Bulldozing you for 20 grand is well worth it. That'll save me way more money. Okay. Now I'm no longer bulldozing. Let's go across over here. Let's see what I can do. And look at that, it's just 500 grand. Just go through that river. Okay, let's try... Okay, so all those are just bad situations. Not a single one of those was a decent... Okay, so let's try going on the other side of this. So we're just experimenting right now. Come on. There we go. Just a little bit of track on the side of it. There we go. So trying to make it so that it doesn't try to build a bridge, even if the track isn't awesome. Because once again, trying to go over a bridge, the track usually isn't very good to begin with anyways. So, if you build to the side of it, and even if it goes up the grade a little bit, it's not like it's going to be, you know, that you were... you had an awesome situation to begin with, so... Oh man, this is... Camera angles are not liking this at all. Okay, so can I go across this? Nice. And I'm avoiding using a bridge, which is always a good and positive situation. Not going to be able to do much better track than that. So let's cruise through here. And this is Trento. So I mean, no matter what, I was able to still actually build a track to another location. So let us, in the meantime, set up... You know what? Trento's not going to have a lot. I'm going to set up a small station. Because I'm a nice guy like that. So let's go to Trento on down to Verona. And once again, Verona on over to Trento. And screw it. We're doing fairly. And this is going to be a pain. Okay. I might just have to wait. Yeah. I'll do that guy right there. And then I'll try adding a water tower. Water tower. And I'm going to add the other maintenance facility right here. Maintenance facility is quite wide, and so that's always a big pain in the butt. And if I try to add it right here, it's just gonna... You try to go through those little caverns where you're barely not over the water, and it just usually doesn't work out. So just trying to avoid that as best as I can. But let's check it on out. Going to Trento for 64 grand. Nice. Okay, so we're going to Trento, and then we'll go over to Bolzano. And let's see... That is definitely going to require me to build a bridge, but nothing I can do about that. I'm going to go on over here. So I hope this is being helpful and educational to you. I mean, once again, you can either just take it all the way on through, which I've done in the past, and it's actually worked. Usually you have to go and buy a ton and issue tons of bonds in order to get it so that actually works. But it can work. You know what? I'm going to buy some stock. Buying stock increases the price of your company. Well, of your... when you buy into it, it actually increases the price. So now I can actually issue some bonds and get more money out of it. Let's see. Let's issue... Well, not issue bonds. Issue some stock. So I'm getting 308 per. Maybe that's the entire strategy, is to increase the money for your company and make it so you can issue bonds. And that's how you're actually able to afford these huge-ass bridges. Okay, so we had to build a bridge on over. Then we cruise up here. And let me build right over here. Okay, so now I'm going to traipse on down this alley a little bit more. In the meantime, let's connect up Bolzano. And let's get a train connecting between these two locations. Bolzano and Trento are both crazy poor. Don't have a lot going on, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. So we build fairly between the two of them. I'm not expecting those two to be big money ticket items. So, based on that, let me go between... Where's my station at even? There's my station. Station looks like a house. I'm going to add maintenance facility right there. And go between those two guys. And let's see, maintenance facility right here. And let's add water right next to it as well. So we're getting it done, guys. It's going. We still have about 18 more years to go. And I think that things are going rather well. I'm pretty happy with it thus far. Although the problem I'm running into right now is I'm noticing that there's actually a lot of factories right here, right in my way, and that was pretty not cool of them. This is one of the situations where those factories are not going to be worth anything. So I might just have to go right here, and let's see. Actually, let's rewind that. I'm going to make it so I go on the left side of those factories, and then I'm going to use that to go right in and try to jump on over to Innsbruck. Yeah, come on, there we go. Now let's just check real quick. Let's see. I'm guessing the dairy farm will do well, yes. Iron mine, actually not bad. Cattle ranch. Okay, so these are actually just supplying content. So they're actually just doing meh. Okay. So let's see how much to actually just jump straight on over here. Notice if you move back and forth a little bit, you can actually see the price rise and fall. So that is probably going to be our best bet, the 2296. Okay. So let's see, can I issue more stock? Nope, not yet. I'm going to increase my speed. So 2296, that's the goal that we're reaching for. Hold on 1 second while I take a drink. I wish that was beer. Okay, let's look at this guy real quick. I've sort of learned, as well as I usually notice, that it's a good idea that when you actually have a train crash, to look at it, and then you can actually check it on out and see what type of train it was. So that's consolidation. So let's just go and, once again, while it's actually crashed, even if you replace it, it still won't actually replace it with a new train until that little animation is done. So you kind of get penalized just for a small amount of time, no matter what. Okay, so issue stock. Can I do it? Very nice. So I'm going to take that, and based on what I've seen, let me go and look at my company record, because I'm going to issue some bonds. Okay, 5 and 2%. 5 and 2%. So let me get 4 of these guys, because I'm going to need to actually build a station on the other side. Otherwise, I'm just investing in a ton of money of negative proportions. So let me save my game real quick. I know, that's riveting. Come on, guys, I got a gold on the last one. I want to get a gold again. Can't be mad because I want to get gold, can you? Ah, come on, camera angle. Come on. Work with me here. So let's see, what's going to be the cheapest? 22. Okay, so we go right here to 2208. Let me look at that. Alright, that looks good. Now we cruise on over here. And let's see. Let me build the very first station over in Innsbruck. And once again, nothing's here, so I don't need to really go hog wild and crazy with that. Let me connect these two guys on up. Let's do a fairly. And let's see, I want to make sure that I get a maintenance facility and a water tower for each one of them. Otherwise you just run into a world of trouble. Let's see, I'm going to do a water tower right here and a water tower right before the entrance, and I'll do maintenance facility right there. Also notice that, did you guys see that? I built a maintenance facility, and because it wants to be on flat land, it actually raised it up a little bit. So if you look at the grade, oh crap, look at that, it's terrible. Alright, let's do it again. So you always have to be very careful when you actually lay down a maintenance facility, because it wants to make it flat, and so if you take a section and you do it as such, you just run into that problem where you just have crazy, crazy, crazy bad. But whatever, it was just really slow, not really too crazy. So get that over there, connect it on through, and let's try this again. Once again, only need a small track, or a small station. Do a train between the two. And since you can't actually build a maintenance facility or water towers on the inside, let us build it right for. So I have station, and then I have maintenance facility, and then I have water. And then on the other side, I have water. And let's see what is going to do it. Let me build a water tower right there. Water tower doesn't ever do that. So let me save real quick, just because I don't want... No, first map, not the one I wanted. I want 8 map 3. There we go. That's my only real gripe with this game, is that it's just... If you could undo that, that'd be awesome. But since you usually can't... So actually, that might actually... As you can see, sometimes it goes in the positive direction, sometimes it goes in the negative direction. So that actually pulled it down a little bit, and I think it probably turned those into 4s instead of 3s, but it actually made this track a little bit better and a little bit more level. So because of that, I'm fine with it. And let's take this guy on over here, and let's see if I can thread this on down to Rosenheim. Actually, what am I thinking? I actually don't own land there yet, so I need 1 million. Okay, time to issue some more stock. Let's do it, guys. Let me issue some stock. Not quite yet. Almost there. Actually, let me change the dividend so there's at least a little bit. And I'll make it so my stock prices go up. And so when I issue stock, I'll get more money. So having a little good track record like that is sometimes worthwhile. So it was a consolidation. I could go look at the track, but I know that since it's already consolidation and I'm going to want to buy it again, I'll just spend the money right now. Just kind of get through this. Let's see. Come on, guys. Actually, I'm not even sure why I'm doing that. Because even if I buy and spend $1 million and making it so I can actually build into that country, it doesn't even allow me. I won't have enough money to actually do anything else with it. So, let me see. Now, since... Oh, very nice. So because I was actually never able to use this, I mean, once again, you guys have to remember, having track costs money. So just having it there and not even using it, there's maintenance involved. So I'm going to remove that track, even because I'm not going to use it. I guess I have to do the same thing for this, because I'm not actually cruising on through. I might, if things go really well in the future, I might actually go and build that bridge on over there. So let's see. Or whatever, that tunnel all the way on through. Okay. So that 325,000, that was to Innsbruck. So they are desperate for crap. And so that's how you're able to go make quite a bit of money. Now, once again, I don't want to do the bulldozing. Bulldozing will be bad for me. But I think I have 17 years left. So I'm actually doing quite well right now. 17 years left to connect up a couple places, and pretty much just I can just make a train that just goes straight between 2 locations, and then just make it so it actually transports just that content no matter what. And if I do that and build a couple of them, because once again, I don't only have to build one train that transports that content. Don't think about that. Don't think about if I'm gonna go and I need to transport something from Venice all the way to Munich, which is right over here, that you can only actually build one train that does that. If you have a bunch of stock, it's only about the goods that you have. And so you could build 5 trains that all contain 5 of that actual product. Nice. And as long as you're able to actually, and you have enough of it, and you're able to transport it, it'll go there, and it'll take that content on over. So you could do it all, and if you only have like 2 years left, you just build a ton of those trains. You tell all the, like, you give them high priority, so they pretty much just ignore everything else, and then you're good to go. Now, I also have a ton of money right now just because Innsbruck has tons of cash. All the goods that I'm trying to transport on over to him are just insanely expensive and awesome. So I'm pausing the game because I would like to go and finish off this track, and this thing is just being a pain in the butt.